This could very well be the catalyst that catapults Bitcoin to its next massive move. As our deficit spending Keynesian economic benevolent overlords have been working absolutely feverishly to decide whether or not the United States can go ahead and spend more money that we don't have. What do you mean? If I don't have money, I can just allow myself to spend more? Wait a second, that doesn't seem quite right, does it? What can I tell you? But as we await this decision, which probably will be made today, March 26, I do believe this will act as a catalyst that will move the markets in general, not just the stock market, but also cryptocurrency. Now, first of all, I do not believe that the United States will default on their debt because the United States is not going to default on their debt. The whole thing is a huge joke anyway, right? They don't really have any debt that they owe because if they owe debt that they can't pay, well, they just allow themselves to go into more debt. They can create money whenever they want. And besides all that, if they do default on their debt, it will cause the stock market to crash about 40 to 50%, which will absolutely wreck all the billionaires that have their money in the market. So I don't believe the US is going to default on their debt. This is just all political theater. However, I do believe that when a deal is stricken, when a deal is striked, okay, when they decide to raise the debt ceiling, it is going to move the market one way or another. And the reason why I get excited about this is because right now the Bitcoin price is poised for a juicy move. I'm not talking about a scalper and a day trader move. I'm talking about a juicy major move. Now, if you are a day trader, if you are a scalper, trading the crazy volatility that happens in these tiny little sideways ranges, I highly recommend you check out MEXC, my new favorite exchange. 0% limit order fees, 0.01% market order fees. Also, if you sign up, you can get up to a juicy $9,000 deposit bonus. Of course, only sign up and trade on any exchange if you actually know how to trade. Because if you don't know how to trade and you think, oh, I'm going to make some money quick, your whole entire life will fall apart. You'll lose all your Bitcoin, all your Ethereum, all your Dogecoin. Girlfriend's gonna dump you. Wife is gonna leave you because she found out you had a girlfriend. You'll accidentally drop your cell phone into a dirty public toilet full of... By the way, if you want to join a thriving trading community where we give the swing trade setups like this juicy swing short or the scalp trade setups like this juicy day trade short in advance every single day, we do 3 live streams walking you through the live price action. Check out the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Go to jasoncaspertrading.com. Go ahead, click the link to join the VIP Discord. Also, if you want to learn how to trade this way, where you can come to a blank chart and look for those juicy trade setups. Check out the courses, 25% discount, the best value you can find on the internet for the amount of information that we give you in these courses. Currently a 25% discount in the description and the pinned comment of the video. So for 3 weeks now, Bitcoin has been flirting with this very important 200-week moving average. Why is this such an important level? Well, if we take a look at the Bitcoin all-time index, we can see that this 200-week moving average has literally been the support level since all the way back in 2013, and we have never actually closed a weekly or monthly candle below until last year, June of 2022. And what's happened is we formed this lower range, and now we are breaking out of this very important moving average. Not only are we breaking out of the moving average, but we are now coming back down to retest it. So I've been saying for a while when we were trading underneath here that when we finally break out, we're going to get a big move to the upside, bigger than most people are waiting for. But when we're looking at these higher term timeframes, we need to be very, very patient to wait for these types of things to play out. Because again, yes, we've been in a very strong uptrend since November, but if we look at the big picture, it's taken us literally half a year to get where we're at right now. So when we get pullbacks in this massive uptrend, they are going to take a while. And I do believe that we are coming to a very crucial point where we are about to see a massive move. And if we go and take a look at what is actually happening right here, boom, we are breaking out of this very juicy inverted head and shoulders pattern. And we have a very, very important zone of support just below us, right here around that $24,000 to $25,000 level. And the reason why I think this is so important is because if we just look at the chart, we can see that this, if the price comes back down to touch, will actually confirm that what used to be the ceiling has now flipped into the floor. Not only that, once we come below that 200-week moving average, a lot of big players are going to be saying, I'm out, right? Because if we close, let's say, a weekly candle below here, or even close a weekly candle and then start to come down even lower below that 200-week moving average, that's going to shake out a lot of weak hands. People who are saying, I'm going to be holding my Bitcoin so long as we are above this moving average. If we close below, I'm going to be getting rid of it. And that's a very important level that everybody, including my own grandmother, are looking at, saying, look, this 200-week moving average, this is the make it or break it moment. Well, just below that moving average, we have a very beautiful retest of the head and shoulders pattern with many, many other confluences. So I do believe that what we need right now is a catalyst that will shoot Bitcoin into a juicy move. Now, we've seen this happen before. When we take a look at the last major range that we had right over here, right? We traded this range from January 2023 all the way till March 2023, about 3 months. And then all of a sudden, we had this big kind of capitulation wick that was fueled by what? The Silicon Valley Bank going under. And that big dip actually created the catalyst that we needed for this next massive blue candle to the upside. Now we're seeing something very, very similar from March until basically the end of May. We are forming a very similar range, right? We have this kind of, we top out at resistance and we get this slow, painful move to the downside. Same deal. We top out at resistance, slow, painful move to the downside. What we need is something to make us go, oh no, and then boom, we can finally get that move to the upside, retest the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern as support, and then we can hit our next target. What is our next target of this head and shoulder pattern? Well, guys, in my opinion, it is going to be the $42,000 level. Why the $42,000 level? Because if we can come above the current resistance right here at about 30K, we will be entering back into the massive volume profile that we traded from 2021 all the way to our present day. And what this means is once we confirm and close candles above this level on the monthly time frame, I would say it's more probable than not that we will actually see the price of Bitcoin come higher than lower. And when that happens, the next major zone of resistance is going to be the target of our head and shoulders, which just so happens to be the macro 0.5 Fibonacci level from the all-time high to the low we put in November, as well as the high volume node from this mini range we traded back from January all the way to April 2022, as well as this very, very key support resistance flip that was our support in November 2021, our support in September 2021, our resistance in June 2021, and our resistance in January 2021. I believe we'll see the Bitcoin price get sucked up to there. So I am ready and waiting for some kind of catalyst, some kind of crazy thing to happen that is going to shake out the weak hands, allowing us to get a bounce from key support and then blast off into the stratosphere. Elon Musk taking out his Twitter, tweeting about Bitcoin once again to manipulate the price action, sending that Tesla straight past the Van Allen radiation belts to the moon, baby. So that's what I am looking to happen, guys. And if you follow the channel, you know I am a huge proponent of being as self-sufficient as possible. As the world gets more volatile, I believe it's imperative for us as individuals, as families, as communities to step up and take control over our own things, grow our own food, raise our own animals, become more self-sufficient. That way we don't have to rely on the systems that don't necessarily have our best interest in mind. And I'm personally a homesteader. I do grow my own food. I do raise my own animals. Here's something I do every single day to become more and more self-sufficient. All right, y'all, it is a beautiful day out here on the homestead. Now, I've talked about this before, but one of the best things you can grow if you want to become more self-sufficient and start growing your own food is potatoes. Why potatoes? Because they are very, very high in calories. They are very, very high in carbohydrates, which is going to give you energy. And they're very, very easy to grow. Anybody can grow them. In addition to that, one potato plant can give you anywhere from 10 to 15 potatoes. It's absolutely crazy. If you have any kind of grass at all, I highly recommend growing potatoes. All you have to do is dig a hole in the ground, put in an old potato that you cut up into pieces, and then it will grow. And you can take one potato and get 2 or 3 potato plants, now giving you about 30 potatoes from one potato. Amazing source of food for your family. And right back here, the potatoes are starting to come up. You can see back here, we've got these potatoes growing. And what's so awesome about this is going to give us enough potatoes, literally, to feed my family for the year. In fact, just last night, we ate the last bit of our potatoes from last year's harvest. So I guess there's going to be a few months where we actually don't have fresh potatoes to eat. But what's so cool about this is it really requires no work. Once you put these things in the ground, all you have to do is, once they start to sprout like this, you're going to go ahead and cover those plants with straw or mulch or compost, and then the potatoes will just start to come. Very little work is involved. You don't even have to water them very, very much for them to produce a good crop for you. So highly recommend it if anybody's trying to get into growing some of their own food. All right, y'all, that is it for today's video. May you all be very blessed in the name of Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are very, very blessed. I hope you all have a great day of trading, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.